status among youth, examining variation by gender, race, ethnicity, and socioeconomic status. So Hyla Shakib, Philippe Felice, Michelle Dunbar, and Don Sabo were sociologists who worked on the study, and they published their work in Sociology Sport Journal in 2011. The question was whether youth see sports as a source of popularity, and within the question, if gender, race, grade level, socioeconomic status influence their perception on this question. The independent variables in the study were gender, race, participation in sports, grade level, and parents' level of education. Parents' level of education was used to define the socioeconomic status because that's the best single statistic to judge that. The dependent variables in the study were self-perceived popularity, and also what is one thing that makes a boy popular and what is one thing that makes a girl popular. And they asked the questions to both boys and girls. They hypothesized that sports will be more important to a male in determining his view of his popularity, less important to females. They also hypothesized that athletes will have a higher self-perceived popularity than non-athletes. Male will consider sports more important than women, and black athletes will consider their sport as in their popularity even higher than other races. Also, the low economic status students, their success in their sport is most important to them over students with a high socioeconomic standing. They used secondhand analysis of data in their study. It was gathered by go out and play survey, so they didn't have to gather information, they just analyzed it. The population was nationally represented, 3rd through 12th grade students. Not all participated in sports. The sample was a two-stage sampling method drawn from 100,000 public, private, and religious schools selected randomly. They personally called the principals of the schools once they selected them to see if they would be okay with administering the survey, so they were self-administered by the principals, and then the principals mailed them back. They did this way so to make sure the data would be safe and that they could get a broad field to study from. The results from the study, the first hypothesis that males would consider sports higher than females and their popularity was confirmed. Hypothesis 2 was also confirmed. Athletes, on average, consider themselves more popular than non-student athletes. As far as the race and the socioeconomic status standings of the students, that did not play a role in the difference of if they believe themselves more popular because of their sport. They were the same, averaged across the field. There were no ethical issues with the study because they didn't do their own research. As far as they didn't have to make and choose in the go out and play survey, did not give out any personal information of any of the people they chose. It was just randomly selected schools. That's all they said. Sociologists would consider the study about the difference of socioeconomic standing and race most interesting because that would determine non-factors that those students could not control. That would based on how they decided what they thought would make them popular. On the flip side, social behavior, some sociologists would consider if this was part of the study, if they could look at how students interact with one another based on their popularity, which that was not the study. But I think they would like to see what that would be. Finally, the study would be relevant to the general population because I think parents and teachers who work with students would like this information because they would be able to see which students are considering their sports too much of their life, and they could teach the students that that's not all that matters, that more of their studies and just how they interact with other students matters more than just how they perform on the field.